Hi again. Today I'm going to talk about a common mistake that students usually do and some of non-experienced teachers while solving a quadratic inequality like x squared minus 4 greater or equal to 0. Many people do like moving 4 to the other side and then taking square root for both sides and saying that this will be x greater or equal plus or minus 2. This is actually not correct. Why is that? Let's represent that on the number line. This means x greater than positive or negative 2. So x greater than positive 2, x greater than 2. This means that the solutions are from negative 2 till infinity or from 2 till infinity. Well, is this correct? Let's check. Let's check. What about the numbers between negative 2 and 2? Let's say 0, which is the easiest one. If you say 0, then 0 squared minus 4, that's negative 4, and negative 4 for sure is not greater than 0. What about the area here that is not included? What about this area? Let's take negative 3, for example. Negative 3 squared, that's 9. 9 minus 4 is greater than 0, so it is a solution. Then why it's not appearing here? It's not part of our solution. How come? This means that we did a mistake. Actually, anyone who solves using this way will fall into a mistake because of his understanding of a square root. There is a misunderstanding about square root. The first one is that square root of x squared is equal to x. Is that correct? This one. Is it correct? And the second one, square root of 4 equals plus or minus 2. Is that also correct? Actually, no. None of them is correct. There are two facts that we have to keep in our mind. Square root of any number, any positive number of course, should be always greater than or equal to 0, as long as I'm talking about a positive number here. So the square root should always give me a positive answer. Square root will never give me plus or minus. It will always give me positive answer. And there is another thing related to this fact. Since I'm talking about square root of x squared, x is an unknown. So how they make sure that the answer of this is always positive? How they make sure that the answer of this is always positive? If I said it's x only, then x could be positive or negative. What do we have in math? Something that makes any answer positive. It's the absolute value. So actually, square root of x squared is equal to absolute value of x, and it's not equal to x. It will be x only if x was already positive. So, depending on these two facts, we can solve the previous problem by this way. X squared, I will do it by two ways. X squared minus 4 greater or equal to 0. This means if you want to use square root, then it should be x squared greater or equal to 4 square root, then this will be absolute value of x greater or equal than positive 2 only. Now it's an absolute value inequality. How do we solve absolute value inequality? This means x is greater than or equal to 2, or x is less than or equal to negative 2. This is the solution of absolute value inequality, which means on the number line x greater than 2, x less than negative 2. So I'm talking about these two intervals. So solution will be from negative infinity till 2 and from 2 till infinity, and you can check that. Let's take negative 3 or 3. Negative 3 squared minus 4, that's positive. Negative 3 squared plus minus 4, that's 3 squared minus 4, that's also positive. So whatever you choose in these two intervals, the answer will be positive. Well, this is the first way. The other way that you can do to avoid such a mistake is simply by finding the zeros. X squared minus 4 greater or equal to 0. Instead of going to square root and these things, you can just factorize and then solve it as an equation to find the roots. And even if you cannot factorize, you can jump immediately to finding the roots by using quadratic formula, for example. So x equals 2 or x equals negative 2. Now, just plot these two roots on the number line. And since we have equal sign, so we need the 2 and negative 2, so they are included. Now, you need to check the sign here, the sign of the expression, whether it's positive or negative. Since we are talking about greater than 0, this means that we are looking for a positive interval. Choose numbers between negative 2 and 2. Let's say 0. 0 minus 4, that's negative, so this interval will be negative. Choose something greater than 2. Let's say 3. 3, that will give you positive. Negative 3 will also give you positive. And since you are looking for positive, so your solution will be in this interval. I hope that this fixes a misunderstanding about square root and how to solve a quadratic inequality. Hope that this was useful. If you have any question, please write it in the comments or send me an email. Thank you and good luck.